welcome to the Tasmanian Premier League football show. Joining me as he does every week is co-host Walter Pless.
Good evening, Jeremy.
How you been, Walter?
Very well, thank you. Good to see you back.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, it's been a while. And joining us tonight is the Southern Tasmanian coach, Eamon Kelly, and a man who enjoyed a fair few games with several clubs, Eamon Kelly.
Yeah, good evening, Jeremy.
How you been?
Yeah, great, thanks.
Well, I guess we may as well get into it, and Friday night proved to be a bit of a goal feast.
Yes, Jeremy, this was an important game for the Zebras. University managed to hold them to 1-1 at half-time. University led, they hit the post, and I felt that was a turning point. When that shot didn't go in, it hit the post, it gave Zebras a bit of courage, and they piled on 6 more goals in that second half and ran out comfortable 7-2 winners.
I guess that first goal to Ricky Self really set things up, and people probably thought, oh, here we go, it's going to be a bit of a whitewash. Yes,
it looked that way, but University, to their credit, they fought back, got back into the game, equalised, and then took the lead.
Eamon, you had Ricky up in your squad. You took him to Launceston. He played well on Friday night. Did that game against Uni take anything out of it?
I think it took a lot out of a lot of the players. You know, I mean, there was 5 from the Zebras team that played for us. There was originally 6, but we took 5 with us. And really, the Zebras, I suppose, out of all the teams that we had this weekend, gave us the best recovery.
I guess it was a funny fixture as well, Walter, because the Zebras are chasing a title, but they also had several key players in this Southern Tasmanian squad.
Yes, it was a very difficult weekend for a number of clubs, Jeremy. Players had to front up for 2 games within the space of 48 hours, and a lot of travelling involved as well.
See a couple of clear chances there for the Zebras really to take a firm grip on the match, but Uni seemed to find their way back in the game late in the first half.
Yes, the Zebras didn't look that convincing for the first 45 minutes, and as I said, they actually fell behind. There we have an equaliser from University, and at one stage it looked as if University may well win this game, but as I mentioned earlier, they had a clear chance, the ball hit the post, came back into play. If that had gone in, it could have been a different story.
And a bit of a mix-up here with the old card, Walter. Didn't know what's going on.
Yes, Michael Connolly got the yellow card there when it should have been Ben Croswell.
I guess they all look the same in black and white.
Yeah, possibly, yeah, they're all Zebras.
And he celebrated there as well, a little bit of relief, I think.
Yeah. Oh, great celebration, absolutely brilliant. He was very lucky that he didn't get a card from the referee.
What, for a terrible celebration, or?
Yeah, for both. So the goal was very lucky, but the celebration I thought was worse than the goal.
And here we go again. I reckon he should have put that in for a bit of an Oscar. I reckon he'd be
well, I think Nick Lapolla substituted him almost immediately to get him out of that situation.
I guess that was probably the turning point of the match as well.
Yes, when Josh Thorpe came on, he had a massive influence on the game and scored 2 goals, the final 2 goals.
I mean, what's it like to have a player like Josh on the bench? I mean, we know how much of an impact he has as soon as he comes on. Is it a bloke like that you always like to have up your sleeve?
I think it is for any coach. I mean, if you can make a substitution and somebody's going to come on and score two good goals for you, I mean, any coach's dream is having somebody like that sitting on your bench. He's a good player, Thorpe, but you know, unfortunately, he's not consistent enough to keep a regular team place.
Do you think it's a bit of a waste, say, a bloke like that? I mean, he's very loyal to the club, but probably could venture elsewhere.
It could, but it's nice to see that there is a bit of club loyalty left.
Taruna could probably use him, Eamon.
Oh yeah, I think Taruna would pay a few dollars for him.
I thought for 60 minutes we were really competitive. I think fitness in the end let us down. I think Taka ran out of puff. He's not been training much, he's been away most of the time. Great player. I mean, if he was fit, you know.
I wasn't too concerned. I mean, yeah, we do concede easy goals, but the ability of the side to come back and really put pressure on sides is our main strength. I mean, as you can see, second half you knock 6 in, so it's a pretty good effort.
Walter, that result proved vital to their chances of regaining the title, and I guess boosted their goal difference as well.
It did, and it actually put them on top of the ladder on goal difference for that evening, before the next evening's match between South Hobart and Hobart Olympic.
I guess this was the blockbuster of the weekend. I guess everyone was expecting a lot more to probably happen than what it did.
Well, it was a good crowd. It was a tense, exciting game, Jeremy. The football was of a fairly good quality, but I think it was the excitement of the occasion and the importance of the match that really came through.
And both sides missing several key players.
Yes, particularly South Hobart. They've got 3 of their top players overseas, and this was a watershed for them. They had to win this game. They had to stand up and be counted. A lot of people thought that Olympic would beat them, but to their credit, South Hobart stood up, they took the responsibility, and they won the match.
I guess Olympic they really did miss Costa Grillis, a bit of firepower up front, and a bloke like that, Eamon, you always have taken 1 foot back, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's a great loss for Olympic to lose Costa, because, you know, up until the last 4 or 5 weeks he's been a real good target for him, quick on his feet, good in front of goals.
We see here there weren't so many chances early on, Walter.
No, most of them went to South Hobart. I was very disappointed in Olympic's display, Jeremy. They haven't been playing well in recent weeks, and this was no different. It was a big occasion and they just didn't rise to it.
Yeah, the body language amongst the players sort of suggests that they really didn't want it out there. I don't know whether it was the weather or not, but I know they have been struggling to get numbers on the parks.
I was going to ask you about that. Have you heard anything about their training sessions?
Well, a bit of inside news during the week was that about only a dozen players were turning up to training, and for a club that really is in the race for the title, you'd expect a few more players would probably be turning up.
Well, I think Eamon would agree that if you've only got that number of players attending training, there's no pressure on any player in the team.
Well, there's not, unfortunately, and you know, just to have 10 or 11 players out there, I mean, half of those could have been reserves anyway, so it's not to say that they're all senior players, but unfortunately that's what happens in football. It all depends how hungry you are to win a premiership.
And we just saw there the keeper, Dimitri Nesta, he went down with a back injury and they may miss him next week.
Yes, it looks like it. He's been suffering from shoulder injuries recently and he injured his back there. He tried to play on but soon gave the signal to the bench that he couldn't continue. Johnny Arnu came on as his replacement, and he's not a bad keeper. He hasn't been in the game for a long time, but he acquitted himself well, Jeremy, so that wasn't really a negative factor in this particular game.
But I guess now the loss, it's a big hiccup for the boys as they chase to get a title. But South, I mean, we've sort of had a few doubts, but they came good with I guess a less potent side.
Well, this, as I said earlier, this was the test and they came through it with flying colours, and I think now it'll be between South Hobart and Zebras. What do you think, Eamon?
Oh, I think, yeah, it's a 2-horse race myself. I think both teams have got a lot of consistency, and if I was to pick one over the other, it'd be the Zebras.
Because it was funny, only probably about 4 rounds ago we were thinking, no, Olympic were the informed side, and it's amazing how football can turn around.
Happens overnight, Jeremy, unfortunately.
I felt all the time we were in a good position. First half I thought we knocked the ball around, we played with a good tempo, good rhythm. We had some good attacking moments and we maybe should have got some more, but the goal we got was a great goal from a great move, a good finish by young Greg, and I'm happy for him and happy for the team.
Always up against it. I mean, missing Costa was a big loss for us to start with. He's a leading goal scorer, he's a big hole missing. The lads competed well. First half we looked a bit shell-shocked, a little bit frightened to play. Second half we came out and played and matched them. And going one way or the other, a couple of decisions our way, you never know. But full credit, I mean, they've been the best team all year. It's a team we've all been chasing all year. They've just got one big hurdle to get over, and that's the Zebras, I think. If they get over that, it's theirs.